rook b3, because it doesn't look like he was forced to take.
Like at this very moment, I mean, comparing this position to the position on the board now, looks like black allowed white to make like 6 or 7 moves in a row, taking on a6. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but even before that, I mean, was he wasn't really forced to take on b3. So,
But
so
it
the
was quite logical that he played,
it
yeah.
looked nice, but
Okay, you mean like playing f5?
there
isn't
wasn't really like a threat. I mean, what white's threat is like bishop f2. You can even play bishop f6 if you like. Possibly bishop f2 was bishop f2.
Yes, but the knight is a little bit misplaced, and that's why probably rook b3 looks very natural there.
Probably you have to do it, yeah. Rook takes, bishop takes, bishop d2, right? And here we are.
And at this very moment, yeah,
we still don't know. Yeah, we still don't know what would happen in case of bishop b5. So we suspect white has to take, but then e4 is hanging. Yeah, knight f8.
Yeah, knight f8, e5.
e5, and then just take it. 5.
Yeah, otherwise, so
yeah,
just okay. We can check.
Takes it. Queen takes.
Yeah, probably queen.
Queen takes. It's pretty messy, I believe. Even though it might be, then in reality it's just better for white, but looks still with counter chances.
No, I think this one
Connect
is just
past pawns and
clearly better for black, I think. So no threats for the king. Queen f2, I'll just take on d5.
I'm protecting f7, yeah.
Yeah, so
obviously
bishop d5 was the first opportunity, and the second was just to simply play bishop c8.
Even bishop c8, we were not certain what's so wrong with black's position here.
Okay, bishop d4 was beautiful and ambitious, but probably
it's like
we just ran for the wrong square.
This king h2, knight f6. Yeah,
And
perhaps he overlooked this rook f3, which all of a sudden keeps everything protected. Yeah, it was really nice
knight
move.
d4.
So knight takes d4 indeed was played. The final position. You can't do much, it seems. You can't do anything, in fact.
I'm sorry, yeah. Knight takes d2, rook c8. Knight takes f3. d takes, take. King g7,
knight
knight
takes
d4. Yeah, I think Peter will take on c3, because otherwise it's... Okay, the difference is between...
Yeah, wait, rook d4... knight e4, yeah. That's the problem.
I mean, I think it's at least I can transpose after playing... Or no. So I mean, like
rook
d5.
takes rook takes d4. If not for knight e4,
I mean, what else?
yeah,
Okay,
knight 4 is fine.
Like if you take, I can play queen b7. And
Wait,
then knight g5 probably.
some silly ideas after knight e4. That's like we are seriously looking at the position with rook for the queen, but you know.
You mean like what if we trade?
Knight
Isn't it a
g3,
fortress?
yeah.
It
Knight
might not be, I
g3.
think. So, yeah, but Peter took on d4. By the way, I may not allow you to take.
It probably isn't a fortress. I mean, even if you take on g3, takes, yeah, it probably isn't a fortress.
Or you, no, if you make a check, I can play king g1.
No,
and
check
king
king
c6.
g1 and then the pawn on d5 survives.
Yeah,
No,
well,
you have
I
to
do.
take. You have to take
Take,
g3.
queen
You have to
d5.
take on d5, yeah.
Yeah, play
That
this
shouldn't be a fortress, yeah, because you go there.
and f5
and
probably next.
If you want to say, if you want this to be a fortress, you have to. Well, actually,
Even having an h5 pawn. No, if having an h5 pawn is probably a draw.
H5 pawn gives some chances, yeah. No, this way it's like you keep the rook on 5th rank, right? If the rook lives on d file, then f5 should win.
Right.
You keep the rook on 5th rank, then he takes, and this is winning still because I bring my king to c4.
Yeah, to c4 I'm forcing black to
sack a pawn
sack a
because
pawn.
Otherwise the king invades through, and then
Then I
I'm
come
coming
back.
back to g4
and if you play rook h5, maybe I
sacrifice-
can just even play queen d7 and f5 at some moment,
sacrifice the
forcing
queen. Yeah,
the winning pawn endgame.
it can prolong the fight, but it cannot change the result. Rook takes d4 played, 4 minutes for Radek.
But just for 2 moves. I mean,
For 2 moves only.
it's not very serious right now.
Let's check other guys. Wesley saw Grishuk to d8. Let's go
board.
there.
Queen to d8.
The move is queen to
Queen h4 and queen
d8.
d6.
Threatening queen d6. Threatening. Yeah. Well, essentially, what he wants is queen d6, I believe,
Most likely.
which he will play.
And you know, like, if rook d3, I still can take.
Yeah,
d6.
absolutely. That's what I wanted to say. That's
So that's why
okay.
check.
Rook to d2 check.
King g1
King.
seems
King
more logical.
g1. Yeah.
Not allowing any checks.
Knight to f4.
Probably queen d6.
Yeah, queen d6 has to be played.
But by the way, I think queen h4
Queen
is
h4.
also.
Knight e4. No,
Winning.
I mean in such positions, like if black keeps
Yes,
material.
there's- Unfortunately
So
for
this
Peter,
will be over anytime soon. They passed the time control, so that's the trick. Yeah, with knight takes f4, it was move 40. So this will prolong the game in terms of calendar time, and not the number of moves. Because for Wojtaszek, it's of course very comfortable situation. He will get an increment of half an hour, so he can calm down. He can actually understand that he's already in a semi-final of this prestigious event, and then convert the position, which shouldn't be longer than 10 moves. Right, we are ready for an interview with Wei and Nepomniachtchi, and I think after this interview we will make a short break, because all the games reached a couple of them finished, the other 2 reached the time control. I don't know for how longer they will last, but yeah, we'll make a short break after the interview and we'll continue.
So, and our new guests are Radoslaw Wojtaszek and Peter Svidler, and the Polish Grandmaster has just won this game and qualified for the semi-final. So, how do you feel now after such a tough game?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure if I'm better or not. It's simply excellent that also I have a free day tomorrow. About the game, as I said, I wasn't sure what's going on. It could go either way. I liked my idea at first, which I've got obviously, but after that it was simply out of control, and I was just making some moves which I saw, just to not blunder anything.
Mm-hmm. And Peter, was the crucial moment when you sacrificed the exchange in this game or not?
Well, I don't know if it's necessary, but I think basically the game was decided by one mistake. I think bishop d4 check is a horrible move, and I wasn't planning to play bishop d4 check when Radek was thinking about bishop d2, and then when the bishop appeared on d2, I kind of forgot what my plan was, and I started calculating from scratch. And I came up with this idea, which looks kind of pretty at first, and then once we got there, I realized that with the bishop on d4, I just cannot generate any threats because it's always hanging in every single variation, so I should have stayed on g7. But I think the exchange sacrifice is interesting, at least. I don't know, maybe the computer dislikes it greatly, but I thought in practical terms it leads to a very unclear position. But you have to play well after you do it, which I wasn't really able to do. So that's how it went.
Thank you very much. And now that you have another qualifications without a tiebreak here, and actually, according to the regulations, the player who gets to the next stage without a tiebreak, he gets one Grand Prix point. So, do you think about such things during the event?
No, probably I will think about this in December.
So, Peter, now you are leaving us, and it's very sad for us. So, what can you say about your games and result?
Well, I'm obviously not happy about today. I thought my approach was correct. I mean, I play just about every move possible after the third f3, and I went for the line which is sort of the sharpest and the least clear of all the things I could have done. But I think Radek just played better than I have today, and I mean, I still feel the choice was correct, but I don't have very much experience in these types of structures, and eventually I think this is what decided the game, because I'm not sure my decisions were so horrible, but I was also taking them quite slowly, and eventually mistakes started creeping in. But in general, I enjoyed playing here. I obviously would have liked to continue playing here, but such is life.
Thank you very much, and good luck to both of you in next events and here.